Welcome to Fireside Storytime. Make yourself comfy, then we can start. Today's story is Grandpa Mudcake and the Nosey Chicken, written and illustrated by Sophia J Ferguson. Here's Grandpa Mudcake in his garden. It's a warm sunny evening and Grandpa is enjoying a large glass of orange juice. Very refreshing, he thinks to himself. Suddenly he hears a strange scratching noise coming from the fence behind him. What do you think it could be? Grandpa turns to look behind him. There, perched on the fence, is a white chicken with big yellow eyes. The chicken stares at Grandpa, and Grandpa stares at the chicken. Grandpa can hear his neighbour Sheena in her garden next door. "Sheena, is this your chicken?" he shouts. "It's not mine," Sheena replies over the fence. Suddenly Sheena's dog Tony leaps into the air. Tony barks and growls at the chicken. Then Sheena's cat Derek jumps onto the fence. The chicken lets out a squawk and hops down onto Grandpa's chair. Grandpa runs to the other side of the garden, spilling his orange juice on the grass. "The chicken won't hurt you," says Sheena. "Quick, you'd better catch it. Derek's coming after it," she shouts. Grandpa and Derek chase the chicken round and round the garden. The chicken flaps its wings and squawks loudly. Suddenly, Grandpa trips. As he falls forward, he grabs the chicken with both hands. Grandpa runs into the house with the chicken. He quickly shuts the door before Derek comes in. Grandma Mudcake is inside drinking a cup of tea. "Goodness, it's a chicken!" she exclaims. "It was in the garden!" gasps Grandpa. "I'm going to see if it belongs to one of the neighbours," he adds. Grandpa rushes out, leaving Grandma to look after the chicken. An hour later, Grandpa returns. "It doesn't belong to anyone near here," he sighs. "Keeps poking its nose in my handbag," complains Grandma. "Please put it in the garden shed." It's getting late, so Grandpa puts the chicken in a box with a warm blanket and takes it to the shed. The chicken closes its eyes. "Good night, chicken," says Grandpa. "See you in the morning." That evening, Grandpa makes a big poster with "Have you lost a chicken?" written at the top. He nails the poster to a tree outside the house. The next morning he goes straight to the shed. The chicken is exploring inside, clucking happily. Grandpa brings it into the house and gives it some broccoli, rice and a bowl of water. The chicken gobbles up all the food. It then starts looking round the house. "What a nosy chicken you are," laughs Grandpa. Well, 4 days have passed and nobody has come for the chicken. Grandpa is quite enjoying looking after it. Today the chicken has laid 2 brown eggs. "Only hens lay eggs, so you must be a hen," Grandpa says to the chicken. In case you don't know, a girl chicken is called a hen and a boy chicken is called a rooster or a cockerel. As Grandpa stares at the eggs, the doorbell suddenly rings. On the doorstep is a small man with red curly hair. "My name is Cedric Bird," he smiles. "I live in the house on the hill. Do you have my chicken?" he asks Grandpa politely. Grandpa takes Cedric into the living room. "Henrietta!" cries out Cedric. He picks up the chicken and hugs her tightly. "She escaped through a hole in my fence," explains Cedric. "She laid 2 eggs this morning," says Grandpa. "How extraordinary!" gasps Cedric. "My other hens lay eggs," says Cedric, "but Henrietta has never laid an egg before." "Hens lay eggs when they're happy, so she must be happy here with you," laughs Cedric. "I can drive you home," offers Grandpa. "If I bring my hammer, I can fix your fence," he adds. "How terribly kind," exclaims Cedric. Grandpa, Cedric and Henrietta set off in the car. When they arrive at Cedric's house, Grandpa fixes the hole in Cedric's fence. "Thank you so much. That should stop her running away," says Cedric. "She just loves to explore," he adds. She's a very nosy chicken, laughs Grandpa. Oh yes, she's very nosy, laughs Cedric. Cedric takes Grandpa to the back garden to meet his other chickens. This is Rosemary, Beryl and Linda, says Cedric. They lay their eggs on the floor in this chicken house. What they need are some nice, comfortable nesting boxes. Then Henrietta might lay some eggs, he laughs. I could make some wooden boxes, offers Grandpa. I'm quite good at making things, he adds. That would be simply wonderful, smiles Cedric. Grandpa spends all week hammering in his shed. When he's finished, he drives to Cedric's house. Simply wonderful, exclaims Cedric when he sees the nesting boxes Grandpa has made. Cedric fetches some straw and makes each chicken comfortable in its own nest. The chickens start clucking happily. You've been terribly kind, says Cedric. Please come for lunch on Monday. We can have eggs, he laughs. Yes, I'd like that, replies Grandpa. Well, Cedric and Grandpa have become very good friends. Every Monday, Grandpa goes to Cedric's for lunch. Grandpa has scrambled eggs and Cedric has a boiled egg in an egg cup. Henrietta likes to join them while they eat. You'll never guess, says Cedric one lunchtime. Henrietta has started to lay eggs, he smiles. Henrietta the happy hen, chuckles Grandpa. Cedric and Grandpa both laugh out loud, and Henrietta clucks happily. We've got 2 picture puzzle games for you to play today. The first one is a jigsaw, and it's the picture of the 4 hens that Grandpa made nesting boxes for. Henrietta, Rosemary, Beryl and Linda. So there's the 4 of them sitting there smiling at us. So we're going to do the jigsaw puzzle using them. So as always, when we're doing a puzzle, we start with a corner piece. So this time we're going to start with a picture of Henrietta. She's on the corner piece, there she is. So she can go up top. Corner piece has got 2 straight edges, if you remember. And now the next corner piece is Beryl down the bottom. There we are. So there's 4 corner pieces, so we're looking for 2 more. So that's Linda, sitting down there on the right. And then the other one, hasn't got a name at the moment. Can you remember what the 4th chicken was called? I think we're going to find out, because the piece that joins those 2 in the middle there has got her name, which is Rosemary. There we are. That goes over on the side there. That's got 1 straight edge. So we're looking for another piece with a straight edge. There it is. That's got the rest of Henrietta's name. So 2 more pieces with straight edges. That's the one, that's for the bottom. That's going to make Linda and Beryl. So 1 for the top. It's going to have Rosemary's face. And 1 in the middle to finish off all their names. There, they look very happy chickens, don't they? Well done. And the other game we're going to play is using those pictures of the chickens again, and this time we're going to have a game called Pairs. So we've got 2 pictures of each chicken. So that's 4 chickens, 2 pictures each. So that's 8 squares there. So we're going to have a look at them and see if we can remember who's sitting where. So we've got them sitting in 2 rows. We've got Rosemary, Linda, Henrietta and Beryl. And then on the bottom row we've got Beryl, Henrietta, Rosemary and Linda. And we're then going to cover them up and try and remember where they're sitting. So they're all covered up now. So we're going to uncover 2 and see who they are. So we've got Henrietta down the bottom and Beryl up the top. So let's try and remember that. And we'll cover them up again. Now we've uncovered Linda and Rosemary. So we'll cover them up again. Now, I wonder if we can make a pair. We've got Linda. Now we've seen her just now, haven't we? Do you remember where she was? That's right. There she is. So we've got a pair. So now we'll leave the covers off because they match. So now there's Beryl and Rosemary. So they don't match. But remember where they are. Cover them up again. And uncover another one. Rosemary. Now we saw Rosemary just now. Where was she? Yes, well done. So that's 2 pairs. Okay, so they can stay uncovered. And we'll take another cover off and see who we've got. Oh, Henrietta. Now then, where is the other Henrietta sitting? Oh, no, that's Beryl. So that's not a pair. So I'll cover those 2 up again. Try again. Which one should we take off? Beryl again. So she must be sitting next to Henrietta on the top row, mustn't she? Let's have a look. Yes. So that means the 2 covered up must be Henrietta and Henrietta. We found them all. Well done. Hope you enjoyed that story and the puzzles about Henrietta and her friends. If you'd like to see some real chickens, we keep chickens in our back garden. You can follow their adventures at our other channel, which is cluckyandthecrew. The link is included in the description. And if you enjoyed making the jigsaw puzzle, you can make your own with an app called Puzzle Maker for Kids. And the link is in the description box again.